Greetings, I'm Dr. Clark, and welcome to the From Me to You show. And greetings to you all, and all includes everybody, not to miss anybody. I spend a lot of time working with different people, different environments, doing coaching and uh, different things like that. And a lot of times I run into caregiving questions, and people are talking about caregiver stress and what can they do, how can they cope, how can they do a better job at taking care of others. And I tell them right off the bat, I said, look, first you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you can be in position to take care of others. All right. And I wanted to do just information purposes only, understanding caregiver stress. I do have a mini course online if you go to the For Me to You show website, and there are a bunch of different courses there, but that is one of those courses, understanding caregiver stress. And what I want to do is give you a few little tips, little highlights today on the For Me to You show, and it's for information purposes only. And I highly recommend that you always seek more help, and make sure that you have a support system in place, especially if you are a lone caregiver. You being the primary one, the primary person there, and you really need a support system. But anyway, caregiving is an essential yet often underappreciated, and I'm going to put some emphasis on that. It is often underappreciated role in society, and it doesn't hit most people until they are actually the caregiver. And then all of a sudden, the light comes on, and they go, "Wow, okay, I didn't know that it was going to be this much responsibility." It encompasses a wide range of responsibilities, from assisting elderly relatives to providing support for individuals with chronic illnesses or disabilities. And I want to put a little emphasis on that right now while I'm thinking about it. A lot of times we think it's just going to be elderly people that we're going to have to care for, but no, different things happen. People have accidents in life. People have sickness. Young people, I've been with 15-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, and you wonder, okay, and then everybody has a background story. Everybody has a journey, and you can easily find yourself not just being an elderly relative, but chronic illness or even disabilities could come into play, and you find yourself as the caregiver. And while many caregivers derive a profound sense of fulfillment from their roles, the emotional and physical toll of caregiving can lead to a phenomenon known as caregiving stress. And that's what I want to focus on today is caregiver stress. Caregiver stress, it is real. And I want to define that. Let me just do it like this. Caregiver stress explores its various causes and triggers, and examine its significant impact on caregivers' physical health and overall well-being, and emphasize the need for awareness and proactive management strategies. Caregiver stress can be characterized as the emotional and physical strain experienced by individuals who provide care to another person. It often arises from the combination of emotional exhaustion, physical fatigue, and the overwhelming demand of caregiving. And many caregivers find themselves in situations where they must balance their caregiving duties with their personal lives, jobs, and other responsibilities. And this juggling act can become increasingly challenging, leading to heightened levels of stress. So I want to put some emphasis on that, let you know that you're not alone. Those feelings that you're feeling, you are not alone. All right. The causes of caregiver stress are multifaceted. One of the most significant contributors is the emotional strain associated with witnessing a loved one's decline in health or independence. It makes me think about my grandmother on my mother's side. I never had a chance to be with my grandmother on my father's side, for she died while I was just a little baby. But by my grandmother, my mother's side, I was there with her as she went into dementia, early dementia, and then Alzheimer's. And there were times when she recognized my voice and she would know who she's talking to. And other times she didn't recognize me on sight. She said I was somebody else. Her personality just simply changed. She was mean to me when she's never mean, but because of this dementia, this Alzheimer's and everything, I was seeing those stages and how she went through those stages, and I went along with her through those stages, and it is challenging. It takes a lot on you emotionally, physically, and at times you can become overwhelmed just with the demands that it takes and the time that it takes, and you trying to be that caregiver, making sure that their needs are met and their wants are met, because you want them to be happy as best as you possibly can. All right, so it's real, y'all. And many caregivers find themselves in situations where they must balance their caregiving duties with their personal lives, jobs, and other responsibilities. I'm going to keep that in the forefront. A lot of times, I don't know why people think that everything just stops, because it doesn't. All right. The causes of caregiver stress are multifaceted. One of the most significant contributors to the emotional strain associated with witnessing a loved one's decline in health are independence. Caregivers often experience feelings of sadness, grief, helplessness as they confront the changes in their loved one's conditions. And this emotional burden can be exacerbated by feelings of guilt, especially if caregivers believe they are not doing enough to help. And I run into this a whole lot with different people that I interact with on a daily basis. And they're pretty much telling me that they feel guilty. They pretty much acknowledging and saying to themselves that they feel guilty, and they have to be encouraged not to feel guilty, that you are and have done your very best. All right, but that feeling, those feelings, they come, and you have to address those feelings. If not, they will take over, become an emotional burden to you. And in addition to emotional strain, the sheer workload of caregiving can be overwhelming. Caregivers frequently find themselves managing a variety of tasks, such as administering medications, coordinating medical appointments, providing personal care, and handling household chores. And again, I just want to reiterate, it doesn't have to be an elderly person that you're seeing about. It could easily be a young person. Easily, I see this. I'm telling you now, all right? The physical demands of caregiving can lead to exhaustion and burnout. Caregivers may also experience a lack of personal time, respite, which can further contribute to their stress levels. And I try to get people to, in your caregiving, to try to take a little time out, let some other people fill in, bring in some day people or some night people, but something to break up what you're trying to do on a daily basis. All right, just kind of break that pattern up a little bit, change it up sometimes. Have somebody come in the daytime, have somebody come in the nighttime, but just kind of switch it up a little bit so that you can take a little time out. That's all I'm saying, all right? And this will help you with your stress levels, because you're gonna need some personal time. And it's okay for you to take some personal time and not feel guilty about taking that personal time. Just wanted to take a little time out today on the For Me to You show. I'm Dr. Clark, and just give you a little bit on understanding caregiving and being that caregiver. I highly recommend that you go to the website For Me to You show, and there's a mini course there, and there's answers to the questions, a flip chart type test that I've set up with the end of each chapter. It's easy reading. I try to keep it practical where you can actually use it, and where you just do that right there. There's some other courses on there as well. And I always tune into the podcast. I will spotlight some different things from time to time, little tips to help you in your daily living. And just take care of yourself, and just know it's another beautiful day. And as always, life is good. You just have to have something to compare it to. Have a great day.